Your Country 1039 KGRT, Mr. Keith Anderson, picking wildflowers.
Time now for the question of the day.
That's right, our question of the day today, brought to you, of course, by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 to 1 o'clock, downtown Las Cruces. Got to check that out. And our question of the day comes from a Wall Street Journal article that says an increasing number of Gen Z music lovers born between 1997 and 2012 have been buying cassette tapes from their favorite artist. However, many of them have been confused on how to play the tapes. Yeah. 26-year-old Amy Campbell recently borrowed her mom's cassette player after purchasing a Casey Musgraves tape, but couldn't figure out how to use it. She says, I struggled a little bit. You have to keep fast forwarding and rewinding and pausing and playing to find the right song that you want. Yes, the joy of good old-fashioned cassette tapes right there. And it got me thinking because I've seen some YouTube channels, reaction channels, stuff like that, where they give old tech to kids just to see how they handle it. One of my favorites was like a phone booth in there. They didn't quite know exactly what to do with the phone booth. They didn't know how to find the number. There was no screen. But it was really, really interesting, and it got me thinking, what piece of old technology do you think would confuse kids these days right now? I mean, hand them a rotary phone right there and, see what they do with it. Or what else could be going on as far as old tech stuff that would be really interesting? Now, oh, yeah. Give them a computer with like Windows 95 on it. See how they run that. Good old floppy disk days. That would be cool. But yeah, it is one of those things that you kind of think about. All the old tech that we're used to, we grew up with, right? If you wanted to have your favorite song, yeah, you just had to rewind it and fast forward it until you got to the song that you wanted to get there. So I ask you today, what piece of old tech do you think would confuse kids these days? Go ahead and give me your answers at 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. Call those in or text those in. And, of course, we are live on our social media pages as well, so you can leave your comments on our Facebook or YouTube pages. But my question for you today, what piece of old tech do you think would confuse kids these days? Let me know your answers for our question of the day. All right, we are exclusively up on our social media pages today and trying something new, actually using the camera on the computer because I left all my other cameras at home. Yeah, I was very tired yesterday. It was a long day, but hopefully it turns out all right as far as quality goes. But like I said, your question for today, what is a piece of old tech that would confuse kids today? And somebody put on there a television with no remote control. How about actually just an old tube television in general? That would pretty much confuse kids. I didn't have a remote. Well, cable box, I guess, could be considered having a remote control on there because that did help out a lot. But just a TV with no remote, yeah, that would probably at least get them thinking for a little bit. Like, how do you change the channels? What you mean you have to get up? Yeah, that would be a good one right there. Good job there. So once again, my question for you today, what piece of old tech do you think would confuse kids these days? Call it in, text it in, 575-523-KGRT. And, of course, go ahead and let me know. Yeah, an audio cassette, which is exactly what the story in the Wall Street Journal was about. Yeah, that would definitely confuse somebody. Oh, my God, somebody hand them an 8-track. And see how they freak out when you have to change tracks to go in the middle of a song. I'm sorry, I'm probably enjoying this a little bit too much because I would love to see the reaction on people's faces for that one. But go ahead and let me know your answers. You can leave your comments down below as well. But let's see what's going on in and around the world today. Sad news, Wally Amos, the iconic creator of Famous Amos Cookies, has passed away at the age of 88. He started his cookie empire in 1975. And quite honestly, pretty good cookies. Let's see. Shake Shack will soon use robots to deliver orders in L.A. These zero-emission robots were designed to make delivery sustainable and affordable. Well, it is L.A., so how affordable is it going to be? Let's see. Kaylee Cuoco and Tom Pelphrey are engaged after 2 years. Congratulations. I now have no shot at dating Kaylee, so that's okay. Pete Davidson checked out of a mental health facility after just 2 weeks. He sought help after isolating himself from friends. And, I think that guy just does need a little bit more help than just 2 weeks. And I'm saying that for his health, not disparaging or anything. I just think, it could do him some good. And I saw that United Press International says Ibrahim Al Nassar from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, recently set a new Guinness World Record by connecting 444 gaming consoles to a single TV. He meticulously manages the connection with switch boxes and converters using an Excel spreadsheet. Ibrahim describes his setup as museum worthy because it's not just like gaming consoles, it's like a history of gaming consoles that he's hooked up right there. And as an old school gamer, I could definitely appreciate that one. I don't know. I have problems just going between my PC and my Xbox, PlayStation 5. I don't know if I could do any more than that. Let's see. You just got another text message for our question today. Have to manually roll up and down car windows. Oh, takeaway power steering. As far as the car has so many different toys to go ahead and play with in there that I think would have a lot of fun. How about this one? Having to put the key in your car door to open the door or open the trunk. Yeah, let them figure that one out. Oh, there's so much fun we can have with this one. Once again, our question of the day today, what piece of old tech do you think would confuse kids these days? And, I'm trying to think of like old tech, give them an easy bake oven. I don't know, like some of the toys that were really good back in the day, I don't think they would know what to do with. But as far as technology goes, I'm trying to think of other things that would go with there. An old school stereo system, with the amp, and the whole thing like that. That would be a whole lot of fun to go ahead and try and see and figure out that one. Let's see. You got another text message that says, how about an old truck that has the button on this left hand side of the floorboard for turning on and off the bright lights? Yeah. Does anybody know where how to turn your brights on in some of those old school cars? I had a car like that. It was my was it my Monte? I had a 1976 Monte Carlo. Yeah, before they shortened them. I do miss that car. Anyway, let's have some fun with this. Go ahead and let me know your answers. Like I said, call them in, text them in, leave your comments down below for our question of the day. What piece of old tech do you think would confuse kids these days? Like I said, just give them a rotary phone and it'll be like, I don't want to say that. That would be too mean, but it would be entertaining to say the least.